welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you're here. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and I make content to help encourage Christian singles. I wanted to welcome all of my new subscribers. I think a lot of you have come to my channel probably from my testimony of speaking in tongues, and I think that's what's pushing a lot of traffic to my page. If you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to just go watch it and be encouraged. But if you have found my video organically or maybe through my TikTok or something else, I am just really glad that you're here. Or maybe someone shared my video with you and you're like, yeah, I can get behind this. And really my heart behind these videos is truly just to encourage you in the Lord and to know that you're not alone in your single season. And really a lot of it is just personal testimonies of what God is doing in my life and what He's showing to me, and just inviting you guys along in that journey. I think it was back in September, I made a video about really truly what God was just doing in my life and what He was showing to me, and I shared my word for 2023, and I also shared that He had already given me my word for 2024 back in September. But I just really wasn't comfortable sharing it yet because I wanted to pray through it, obviously ask God if that was truly His word for me. And it was really just powerful the way that He confirmed to me that yes, this is your word to go into 2024. And I just kind of wanted to share again when it was that He spoke that word to me and kind of like the scene. So I was on a walk. I do a lot of prayer walks of just like talking with God and communicating to Him just my heart and really praying over people that I feel He's calling me to pray for. And on this walk, I just really clearly just heard God speaking over me what my word for 2024 was. But just leading up to that, I was just talking to God about my word for 2023, which was worship. And I was just sharing with God, like, okay, what is it that you have for me for 2024? Because 2023 really truly was just a year of suffering for me, intense suffering. And I just was like, God, I do not know if I can handle another year like this. I don't know if I can go through that again. But if you have that for me, if you have another word for me to go through another hard year, like give me the strength to go through it, because I don't want to run from what you have for me. And as I was praying, and I was really thinking, like, what's next past worship? Like, what is the word that you have for me past worship and past this year of suffering? And it was just amazing. God gave me a vision. He gives me visions lots of times when I'm praying and kind of like going through fasting, and that's when I would say I receive visions. So as I was praying and asking God for clarity of what the word was, He gave me this vision of a battlefield. And in the Old Testament, the worshipers would lead the way into battle. They would have the horns blow, and then those were the people, like with the Ark of the Covenant, like those people would be the ones who would lead the way into battle. And God like gave me a vision of that, like warriors on the field of battle, and how the worshipers would lead out. And God in that vision, like very I'm gonna get emotional, so just hold on. Okay, I composed myself. God gave me this vision, and He said that you have been this worshiper through the battle, and you have been faithful with leading people, and you have been faithful just showing people who I am in the face of war and who I am in the face of hard times. And you have led in that, and you've been faithful there. And and I was not so emotional when he was giving me this word, because I don't think it meant as much to me as it does right now in this moment. But in that moment, he said to me, in giving me that vision, that the worshipers are the one who lead in battle, and now you're crossing over into victory. And he said, and I want you to walk in victory and know that victory is your word for 2024. And I like couldn't believe it. I was like, God, I can't believe that this word that you're giving me for 2024 is victory. I've always had like, you know, like hard words. Every year, I feel like I've had words that have challenged my character or challenged my growth. And I was like, God, victory seems so amazing. Like, are you sure victory is my word? And he very just clearly spoke to me like, yes, this is your word. And I wanted to pray about it though. I was like, okay, God, like I want to agree with this. I want to just step into this word for 2024. And so my sister, who, just a little backstory on her, like never planned to have kids. She was like married for 10 years and we just pretty much thought she was never going to have a kid. Shortly after that, we found out that they were going to have a baby girl, and when they never released her name until she was born, but her name, the meaning of her name is victory. And I actually haven't told her this, but it was truly like a confirmation to me that God had that word for me. And just over the course of the last couple of months, it's been nothing but, I would say, like closed doors, like bad things happening. And I just felt like in the back of my mind, I just felt like God was telling me, like, you need to make this video for your word for the year. Like, you need to make this video for your word for the year. And I'm like, God, I'm like barely making it through right now. Like, I don't think this is the best time for me to make this video about victory when I'm obviously not in any kind of closeness to victory at all. And I truly felt like God was like, no, but you don't know what's coming. Like, you don't know the victory that I have in store for you, but I want you to make this in faith. Like, I want you to hold on to this even though there's no victory in sight for you. There's nothing that even resembles victory right now for you. But I was just like putting it off, honestly. I didn't really feel like I was in a place to make this video. And just today in church, I film my videos on Sunday. Today in church, God was just like, are you going to step in obedience and make this video? Like, are you going to hold on to this word that I gave for you to 2024 to walk in, even though like it doesn't look that way for you right now? And truly, God has just used people in my life to confirm this word, that God is going to move. Even people who've been really doubtful of things that I've been praying for, like a future husband, just people who have been, I would say, doubtful in my walk and doubtful of what I've been praying for and what I've been believing God for. Even those people have spoken to my life and been like, I believe that this year, like, God is going to answer your prayers. And that was like super shocking to me. I was like, wow, these people who I like battled against, that God was moving and going before me for years, it's like now they're agreeing, and now they're like, no, like God is, I truly believe God is going before you in this year, and the things that you've been praying for, like, you're gonna see God move in these areas. And that is extremely humbling, especially like where I'm at now. It doesn't look that way, but I want to be a person that walks in faith and not by sight, a person who believes that God is going before me even when it doesn't look that way. And God has just really been teaching me in the start of 2024 that I have to trust in Him for today, like the daily manna, that I don't have plans for tomorrow, but just to lean in Him today. And so that's pretty exciting. I would say it's a pretty big faith step as far as just trusting God beyond what you are able to see Him do, or beyond the circumstances. And I don't want to share this and like be like a prosperity gospel person. I truly believe that God gave me that word because He wants me to honor Him with that word, and He wants me to share with people with that word, and truly just walk in faith that He's doing that. I think sometimes in Christianity we can just be so stuck on the fact that, oh yeah, God's working in my life, but we're not really holding on to anything really deeper in faith that God is moving in a situation that we've been praying for. And I think that's part of this, me sharing my video and me sharing with people my word. It's just like I'm walking in faith that I believe that God's doing this. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of amazing to me that God allowed me to have such a powerful word for 2024. And I don't know what that is all going to look like or how that's all going to unfold. But I do believe it's going to be a powerful testimony in my life about God being the victory, about God going before me and my enemies and going before me in my prayers. And really truly just sharing this video is an act of obedience and kind of like just my own journal, that God is working in the situations that seem just bleak and the situations that seem really truly impossible, honestly. And I also just want to share, if you are feeling hopeless, or if you're feeling down, if you're feeling that maybe this year has just really been terrible and it's only February, I want to encourage you that God, no matter the word that you have for your year, if you even do a year for word for the year, God has a final victory in store for you. He has a hope that is eternal hope, eternal joy. And even in the midst of suffering like this past year, it's like, even though we're going through that pain and going through that suffering, God is our hope, in that we can really walk in joy in the midst of suffering. Paul was in chains, but he was still able to minister. He was still able to show the love of Christ and the joy of Christ, even in chains, because his hope was secured in Christ. And he was able to look past the pains of this life, even though they truly are felt and they truly are here. But in the midst of that, to be able to say, God, like, you are my strength through this battle. You are truly my victory. And I just want to encourage you in that we need to have eyes to see past the physical and into the spiritual, and really truly hold on to God through all of that. So I pray that this video encourages you, that God truly cares about you, that He wants to minister to you, He wants to speak to you, and just taking time to reflect and taking time to pray and just walk with the Lord is so powerful. And that's what's gotten me through. And I just am excited to share with you guys what this word means through the rest of the year, and just invite you guys into that journey. So I just thank you for watching, and I pray that your day is blessed. Bye.